All right, so we're live now. So I'm gonna finish up doing what's it called? Notifications and whatnot. Can you guys hear me? What the heck? Okay, yeah. Okay, yeah. Yeah, no. I wasn't trying to. I'm not entirely sure what happened. Yes. Why? Hold on. I'm gonna close and reopen Discord. You guys shouldn't be able to hear each other on Twitch. You shouldn't have anything on Roll20 either. Oh, okay. Hold on. Um, okay. You should be able to hear
There we go.
yourself on Twitch now.
I can
Sorry.
hear you on Discord at
Yeah,
least.
yeah. You should. Okay, sorry
Testing.
about that.
All right, cool.
Okay, so what do we need to have open right now? Do we want to kill, still move
You should
I
have
muted my Twitch
muted?
channel.
yeah, you should have Roll20 open and you should have you don't have to have Twitch open. Um can This is weird. This was happening the other day. Something
I thought we
with
got all the kinks fixed out. Ben.
no, something where I
It is kind of funny hearing everybody through Discord and then like 3 seconds later hearing it through Twitch.
It's so difficult. I can't like talk like that. Have you ever done like that like app that like lets you hear yourself like a half second delayed and try talking through it?
No, and that sounds terrible.
It is.
okay, there we go. I figured it out. All right, one last thing, and then we can get started. And I'm gonna have to fucking stop doing the switch thing. So I set my stream up so that I could switch scenes from my main computer to my secondary in OBS. And every time it seems to like take control away from my keyboard and like I don't even know how to explain it.
Excuse me. to make myself a second drink because it's taking so long.
Okay. Back to our channel. Back to D&D party notes. All right. Now we're gonna say. I'm gonna start the music. And we're gonna say. Now I just need to have this open. Get a link real quick.
Ben, I think you could have used Me 6 to do the music.
It doesn't do Apple Music.
Oh,
Can you guys hear that?
Yes.
sounds like a car or a truck.
Okay, we're gonna want to lower his volume to like 60.
Lower their volume.
There,
Come on.
there. Well, it's a bot.
Angels are singing to me.
Yeah, you said it was a he though.
I'm just okay.
Do we have to do that individually? Because I just turned it down, but I don't know if that
We
did anything for
can.
y'all.
Yeah, you can have it wherever you want to.
Yeah, is it in the Twitch channel?
No, it's just in Discord, but it's Twitch is picking it up from my system.
Yeah, let's turn this down.
Johnny the Blizzard?
Yep, I'm eating a blizzard right now. Name's Johnny. It only makes sense.
That seems like context that only makes sense right now. Okay.
100%.
All right. Okay. I think we're ready now.
Wow.
Wow. Okay. So, first like 10 minutes is going to be a lot of narration. I apologize for that. But there's a lot of stuff that is kind of important in the mythology of Wildmount that can and probably will affect how you all play the game and things that are going to happen. So part of this, or actually all of this, is in the Discord, so you don't have to take notes, just listen. And I'll try and get through this as quickly and as interesting as possible so that it's not super boring. So basically this is like Exandria from the beginning. Continent of Wildmount has undergone many ages of discovery, conflict, and renewal. These bygone eras are more than ancient history. Whether the people of Wildmount know it or not, the struggles they face in their daily lives are set in motion by the turbulent events of past ages. This section explores this history and the major figures whose actions shape the physical and cultural landscape of Wildmount. So all of this is the myth of Exandria. So, like, from the beginning. So long ago, this world was one of tumultuous and chaotic forces, not but unbridled fires and churning jagged rock. Through the ashen skies of creation primordial, the gods came from beyond the ether, new and formless. Looking on this roiling realm, they saw potential for great beauty, great strength, and the chance to learn their own place in creation. Thus, divine hands birthed the first children, the elves, who embodied beauty and grace to walk the verdant green and know the music of the blue. A second creation was wrought, the dwarves, a hardy people intent on taming the land filled with the craft and the invention of the divinity beyond the ashen void. A third people were given life, the humans, endowed with hearts of passion that burned as brightly as their spans of life were short and infused with the need to celebrate and laugh. Other creations followed as the many races of Exandria were given form from the boundless inspiration of the Protean gods. These children of creation walked the land and as their knowledge grew, attempted to build on it. But the land was fierce and treacherous, and the children were dashed on the rocks and consumed by the elements. Sorrow filled the hearts of the gods as these first races struggled against the land that did not want them, and the children looked to their creators for guidance and protection. Thus, the gods gave to them gifts, lending their own power to their children to create and shape the world around them. These were their first divine magics. With these magics, the various peoples learned to bend the angry earth to their will, to temper the flames that burst through the ground, to tame the floods that threatened their abundance, and to turn seedling into fruit and beast into meal. Language became commonplace, culture was born, and governance replaced anarchy. The Protean creators, the divinity beyond the ashen skies, saw progress and saw that it was good, yet fragile, and in need of guardians. Thus were born the first protectors, the dragons metallic of Exandria, who safeguarded the gentler races. The realm grew quieter, the people multiplied, and new beings were given form and life. As culture grew and the people further understood the world around them, they also looked up to their creators and gave them worship, gave them form, gave them title and purpose. But this realm still did not wish to be tamed. Quaking cliffs roared in defiance, seas swelled and swallowed. Flames erupted from the land. Beneath the elements, unknown to the creators, beyond the ashen skies, lived ancient beings who had already claimed this world as their home, the primordials. These great elemental titans that once dwelt deep within the world now rose from their unseen domain to sunder the land once more. The gods watched as their children, their joy, were flung against the broken rocks or fed to formless terrors unleashed by the destruction. Demonic entities spilled from the umbra of the abyss to feast on the carnage, called forth by the violence and released to pick the carrion clean. Some gods were so full of grief and anger that they wished to leave this world behind and start anew. They tried to convince their divine kindred to join with the primordials, allowing chaos to reclaim the realm. Other gods wished to remain and subdue the primordials to tame the land for the sake of their creations. Thus was created a divide among the gods. Celestial. What is that song? We got Sandstorm going? Hold on.
Heck yes.
Storm King, but it's Sandstorm.
I feel like we're about to work out.
Also, Ben, zoom in on your browser so you can see it in the Twitch.
Do we really want to? You want to? Okay, I can do that. Let's zoom in.
So Control plus it. Oh, I didn't know you were. Okay.
I wasn't even doing that, but I can. Since this part is really like, is part of the what the player would know here.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah.
Where was I? So, thus was created a divide among the gods. Celestial sentinels, once dedicated to battling the chaotic forces of the abyss, now fell to hate and tyranny, forging new hells under a fallen angel now claiming lordship over all the realms of sulfur and brimstone. The creators that remained, wishing to salvage their home, their creations, and their realized selves, were forced to take up arms and learn to protect that which they valued most. They organized their followers and taught them how to draw from the powers of creation on their own, to build, to change, and to destroy, all without the aid of divine power. Mortals learned to defend themselves through practices such as alchemy, or by bending the very fabrics of existence, though on a smaller scale than that of their ancestors. This gift was the knowledge of arcane magic, which the good children used to drive away their traitorous kin, banish the turned creators to their prison-like planes, and ultimately destroy the primordials, scattering the chaotic elements to their own planes of existence. The world was at peace for the first time since its creation, and the first real civilization took root and grew into a grand city called Vasselheim, the cradle of creation, the Dawn City. Culture developed anew, the races ventured forth to discover and explore their own lands, and great music filled the air to give a name to this world once and for all, Exandria. So, I can continue going to like each of the ages if you want, or I can give kind of a summary of different things that happen. So the first age of Exandria is the Age of Arcanum, and that's basically where magic was built up. Like there are scholarly schools of magic. Then there's a calamity where basically the gods that turned and were part of the Proteans, they come back, and there's another war with the creator gods. Basically, everything is torn down. We get into perfect song for it. We're again like a new age. The gods have now left. The creator gods come to the realization that as long as they're part of this realm, there's always going to be this bad side there's always going to be bad gods along with them. So they decide that it's best for their creation if they leave and take the evil gods with them. So they leave, and it's real sad because they love their creations. They love, the elves, dwarves, humans of Exandria, but they would rather them be safe than, be around them. So they have to live cut off from their creation, and they are limited to helping their creations by like communicating with them, but they can't bestow on them magic or give them magical items. They just have to kind of explain how magic works and teach from a different realm. So then we get into the different breakups of the map. Grimgalir is where the dwarves stay. I believe that's on the western side of the map. Bring up the map real quick. Oh, I can't see from here. Let me open up mine. So Grimgleer is where all of the dwarves come up out of the ground. They buried themselves during the calamity. And once the calamity was done, they all come out of their mines and start a city called Grimgol or Grimgalir. And the next is the Jalus Dominion. Get my map up. Oh, that doesn't have it. Great. Okay. So the Jalus Dominion is they're humans and halflings that tried to establish themselves as like farmers. They kind of combine themselves as a safe outpost in the Marrow Valley, which I think that's on the larger map. So after them, we have the Dwendalian Empire. This empire is pretty much going to be the large portion of our campaign. They fuel a lot of the politics and what's going on, a lot of the wars that end up happening, and the war that is going to be going on during our campaign. What is this song?
Sounds like you got a Spotify ad.
No, it's
Yeah, it looks like it searches YouTube for the playlist.
Huh. There we go. Okay. So the Dwendalian Empire is basically it's like a combination of turn him down a little bit. Okay, so it's a combination of a number of like kingdoms, started by Eckhart Dwendal, well-respected merchant and tremendous force behind the development of Rixentrum, which ends up being the capital city. He wanted to institute a monarchy and place his son Manfred on the throne. Basically, a lot of people don't like that and don't want to be under a kingdom or in a kingdom that isn't like their own people. So that brings us to the Marrow War. And that is, if you look at the map, the Marrow Valley, we just talked about it with the Jalous and Grimgalier. That's where that is. So Dwendal, or the Dwendalian Empire, began to push up against the Jalous Dominion. They create an agreement to avoid conflict, but that doesn't last for long. They basically are looking for weakness in each other for a long time until, at some point one of them can usurp the other one. And at this point, Manfred is he's the emperor, and he receives a message from the Jalous, and he executes their priests that brought the message to him. And that starts a war. And at the end of that, basically the Jalous lose, and the Dwendalian Empire encompasses them. At the end of that, it's kind of a peaceful like ceasefire that the Dwendalian Emperor basically says he ends up killing their leaders, but he basically like just encompasses their land and doesn't say, or he doesn't punish any of the soldiers, doesn't like change anything. He basically just says, yeah, you guys can live in our land, and just, observe me as king and that kind of thing. So the Dwendalian Empire is going to bring us up to where we are. What is with these songs? Okay. So that brings us to where we are. And if you look at the map, we're going to be starting in the Gray Wildlands, I think is what it's called. And where is Roll20? There. So I'm actually going to bring it up on Roll20. We're starting in Palebank Village. It's like on the northern part of the Graying Wildlands. And that's where we're going to start. So currently there is a war going on between there's a war going on between the Dwendalian Empire and the... Why can't I find it? And the Clovis Concord. And so there's a lot of people that are taking advantage of that. There are a lot of people that are running away. this area that we're in, the Graying Wildlands, isn't really involved with that, but you see, or you're gonna see a lot of people here that are trying to get away from war, or trying to get away from the results of war. So people looting, people stealing, during wartime, law isn't the most important thing. So, usually these armies that are being recruited, they're going to be recruiting people that would be maintaining law. So in larger cities, you're going to have people that are poor that are getting taken advantage of because there's there's nobody to enforce the law. And then when it comes to farmers, basically they're getting taken advantage of because there's armies going through their lands taking all their crops and that kind of thing. So we start out in Palebank Village. We're gonna figure out why you all are here. This is Palebank Village. You guys can't see this, can you? And roll 20, can you?
For some reason I can only see the like blank grid still in roll 20.
How about now? Is it still blank?
Yeah. Before you
I
do
see
that,
it.
do you see it through Twitch or do you see it through?
I see it on roll 20. I see the map that he has posted up, but my character's not on.
Yeah,
mine
that's
is
fine.
over
That's fine.
there.
That's fine.
Okay. Yeah, I see it.
Huh.
Is it the kind of blue one, Nick?
Yeah, it's the one that you have on Twitch. that I see.
Okay. Okay.
Matt, you don't see it?
Nah. Let me
Just
force
try
reload.
refreshing.
Yeah, let me force reload. Oh, there you go. Okay. Weird.
Okay, so this is Palebank Village. We've got to the. This isn't. So on the right would be north. Does that make sense?
Gotcha.
So
Yeah.
where the water is on the right edge, that is your. That's north, and let me bring up. Our adventure. Okay, so the three of you are in this city. Maybe not in the city. Let's say maybe on the top, outside the city walls. You're at a funeral. You're at a funeral for Ergon Wenth. And based on the information that you've heard, he was a dwarf explorer who had recently returned home to Palebank Village after exploring the icy wastes of Isolcross for about a year. He brought home several items that he had gotten from his explorations in Foreign, the largest of Isolcross's islands. You don't currently know anything about the items that he brought back, but you know that he did bring back multiple items, and that there's some controversy about why he died. Because nobody really seems to know why, and that he died of seemingly mysterious causes, or a mysterious cause. And while I say that, let's go ahead and show off Isocross as well. So this is said he went to foreign. So that's like that middle area. There's like a river of lava, or like an orange river that goes through that main island. Foreign is just north of that, and that's where he went to. And this map that I'm showing right now is like just to the northeast of Palebank Village. So let's go back to the Graying Wildlands. And that shows you have Palebank Village there at the top and north of the Graying Wildlands, and then you can see Foreign and Isocross to the northwest.
All right, so we are now
You're here.
We're at the
Palebank Village.
the funeral.
Yes, yeah, you're at a funeral
Okay.
for what did I say his name was? Ergon Wenth.
Okay.
And while we're kind of talking about this, I know we talked about backgrounds. Do you guys have any ideas that seem relevant to this world on why your characters would be there?
Yeah, I'm just trying to take a look real quick. The doc you shared has. So I based my original character off just like whatever is available in the player's handbook. But let me look real quick because I think I can adjust something real quick and make a good way
So I
of
was,
turning this around.
yeah, and I can maybe understand why I'm here in Palebank. I'm a part of the military, and through my military travel through Furrin, I had crossed Aragon's path, and he actually owes me a lot of money, and so that's why I'm here in the funeral to collect.
Okay.
I'm literally trying to remember what my background is.
You can see it in your Beyond 20 app in the description tab.
Where's the description tab at?
There's like a little menu button. It's like 3 rows of 3.
My God, am I just dumb?
Just uploaded a picture.
in Discord.
Yeah, so John can figure it out. I know
Oh.
he's struggling.
Yeah, when you've had as many milkshakes as me, man, it just shows your ad.
Straight to the cabeza, I get it.
Haha, I'm an urchin.
Okay. Any kind of quick idea on? Well, you don't have to have it today, but any idea on why you might be here?
I'm just kind of traveling around. I know there's war, and I'm a pretty poor person, so if the military is stealing stuff from farmers, I'm trying to get in on it too. Since there's a funeral going on and I happen to be in the area, I might play a song, with the intention of meeting a nice woman and going home with her.
Okay.
I've got my flute and my bagpipes.
We're talking about your
ready.
D&D character, John, not you in real life.
So, no, I don't know Mr. Ergon personally, but I will be attending the funeral to meet a sad widow
So
sad relatives.
so maybe you're there just because you see an abundance of people gathered together and think maybe you can pickpocket or um find somebody, a woman specifically.
Yeah, absolutely. Elf, half elf, human.
You
Pretty
don't
open.
discriminate.
Usually, if they are above 4 feet, then I'm in.
Okay. So one of the other important things that I probably should have mentioned in the backstory of Exandria, um, there is a very non-human bias. That there are parts of this world that are like if you're not human, it's a big deal, or like human-like. So like elves, dwarves, they're fine. Anything that isn't like an ogre, a goblin, like an ice giant, like something that D&D kind of labels as like an intrinsically evil race. Um, but on the other side, there may potentially be places, not here, but there may be places in Exandria that aren't gonna, like you because you're human. Like, if that makes sense.
Yeah, is this war against like uh like the races you just mentioned? Is it
Most of them,
together?
all of them have been either directly or indirectly. That it's you have your humans, dwarves, and elves, and then those like other kind of human esque, like half elves and that
Orcs and stuff.
But yeah, it's on the other side. It's always been kind of like good and evil.
Oh, so there's always been like a race disparity
Yeah, yeah,
in the war.
and
Okay, gotcha.
it's not even really the way that it's described. I really wouldn't call it race. It's just that the races have kind of been labeled as good or not. um like the main description of you have your gods or your creators, and then some of them joined the Proteans, that like they wanted to get rid of humanity or get rid of creation, and so like it really slants it on like the good versus evil um plot.
Gotcha. Makes sense.
Matt, have any ideas why you might be there?
Yeah, I think so. I'm looking for anything I can about the Feywilds, and I may have heard that this um, River Inferno springing up out of nowhere in the center of this island in the frozen wastes may hold the key to some sort of like, I don't know, mixing of nature. And so I think I'm going to this guy's funeral to sort of see if I can find anything about like why he went, to sort of see if there's like any other I don't know, information I can get.
Mm-hmm. So, matter of fact, this world is rife with different places that the realms are um, not combined, but you can access different realms, because there are so many instances of people just trying to get away from Exandria, getting away from war and violence and this constant good versus evil struggle. Um, that's one of the places that they've fled, is going to other realms. Specifically the gods fleeing to like a celestial realm, but there are other realms that people of Exandria are gaining access to on a normal basis. So that wouldn't be unheard of. So yeah, that makes sense. Okay, so the three of you, not together, but the three of you are in the group to uh, the group that's surrounding the um, that's surrounding the funeral, that's surrounding the hole, and there's kind of a small casket because he's a dwarf. And you're standing there, and there's somebody that's doing a sermon, or some sort of like eulogy or something like that for Ergon. And towards the end of that, you notice that there's somebody that's kind of crept up behind you, and he seems kind of older, and towards the end of the service, he comes up behind you closer and says, "Thank you for attending Ergon's service." And you all turn, again, not directly because you're not a group yet, but you turn and see Elro Aldatar. He's a weathered elf, retired ranger, and he is, I think he's like the mayor, like a city speaker. He's the leader of Palebank Village. Says that he's sorry to speak of dark tidings under such circumstances, but I believe that Palebank Village might be in danger, and I'm hoping that you can help us. And so he looks at each of you three, since you're all new to Palebank Village, to respond.
What's this guy look like generally? Is he like dwarfish height?
Well, he's an elf, so
like
he's
humanoid.
yeah,
Okay,
he's
an elf. Okay.
yeah, he's an older elf. He's living in an area that at best is rainy during the summer. It's constantly cold, constantly snowy. And so, he's got the like the like dark brown skin that's just from, being outside in the cold for a very, very long time. And you don't get the sense that he's a wood elf, but he kind of looks like one because of that tone of his skin. Older, wrinkled, still tall, still looks like he could manage in a fight, but not one that would go looking for one.
Just to back up for 2 seconds, because I didn't start taking notes until like literally just a second. But
Sure.
What's the name of the guy the funeral is for?
Ergon, and I don't know that I said his last name, so let me get that for you real quick. Ergon Wenth.
Ergon Wenth.
Yeah.
Let's go. I wrote that down.
Nice.
And who's the elf that we're talking to?
His
Or that came up to us
name
that we don't know?
is Elro Aldatar.
Spelling is optional, right?
Elro, like Elmo with an R, and
Okay.
then Aldatar, like centaur but with Alda at the beginning.
Okay.
Okay.
And so, did anybody respond to him?
Excuse me, sir. This is Jericho Smolder. You can't be just sneaking up on behind people. I am a decorated military man myself. Been in
Oh, I
wars.
wasn't sneaking. I'm an old man. I just
Don't
move
just
slowly.
whoa, buddy. Hey, buddy. Listen. Okay. You don't just come up. I don't know you. Why you introduce me to your city? Okay. Like I want to be here. I'm here to get Aragon. What Aragon left me.
Well, you're new here, so I have to look out for the well-being of the people here. Why did you know Ergon?
Well, we actually ran into each other and near the River Inferno, near kind of foreign, and when I was ran into him, we had a little altercation, and we solved it. Is he is gonna be giving me a very very again luxurious uh, he was gonna give me a very large, luxurious prize. I don't know necessarily what it was, but he said that if I could come to Pale Bank, uh, he would give me it, and then he decided to die. That's kind of funny.
Well, that does make sense. He did seem to have a lot of issues coming home from foreign. He was waylaid by bandits a number of times. So thank you for helping him, but he is deceased. I don't know that you'll be getting a payment from him.
Bandit.
Does he not have a will?
I mean, he was an explorer, and all of the stuff that he brought home is gone. I can take you, or I can show you to where his cabin is, but I don't know that you're gonna receive payment or receive anything that's of worth from that.
This is the fifth time this has happened.
I'm gonna turn to Jericho Smolder and just sort of say, like, excuse me, sir. Did you say that you've been to the River Inferno recently? What was it like? Was it hot? Was it cold on the outside? What's going on there? And who's this guy? This Aragon guy? Did you see things with him there while you were there?
We just passed each other, but he was giving me and my troops a hard time, so I had to squash some beef and to spare his life, which he was traveling up north, following the River Inferno, and we were coming down south, and he, that was probably the most we ever got, to know each other. But I knew he came from Pale Bank, and this is why I heard news of his passing, and this is just kind of ridiculous.
I'm gonna turn to Elro then and just sort of like continue on the line of questioning, ignoring Jericho as soon as he said I didn't really know him, and just sort of say, like, what kind of things did he bring back? Did he bring any sort of like notebooks or books or scrolls or parchment or tablets?
Well, the two things of note that he brought back, he did bring back 2 vials of blue liquid. Give me a second, I can describe them a little bit better.
Also, as all this is going on, I just want to be playing my flute for kind of ignoring all this conversation because I'm trying to get out of it.
Okay. Do you want to roll performance?
Absolutely.
Okay. Give me a performance roll.
Just roll the campaign.
I rolled a 5.
Any
My ears are bleeding.
other any adjustments to that?
I do have a +5 or a +3. Did it add on roll 20?
Yeah, did you do a performance roll on?
Oh, I just hit the regular roll button.
Do because it'll add all the information if you do performance. Go ahead and redo it.
Re-rolled.
Yeah.
There was a 5 anyway.
Okay, so people start to like look at you in not a good way. Like you see there's a number of people crying, and they kind of stop to like turn and look. Kind of like that they're stunned that somebody is performing at a funeral.
I'm really trying to play like the Titanic music, but I can see how it might accidentally come up too upbeat.
Who's this guy? Why is this guy playing his little flute over here? This is supposed to be a sad event. Okay, I'm here to collect money, and I'm over here hearing jolly music. Sounds like Titanic. I don't even know what that is.
Well, I
Jolly
mean, the
music.
music
Have you ever
does
heard
seem
good
somewhat
music
sad.
before?
I just changed to not be sad. But so Elro kind of ignores the back and forth between those two. In response to you, Dross, he says there were a number of items that were brought back, but the two things of note were two beautiful blue glass vials, which Ergon sold to an elf collector named Verla Pelk.
Verla Pelk.
Mm-hmm.
And where might this Verla be? Is she in town? Is she at this funeral? Does she have business with Aragon?
Well, as she's the only collector in this area, all of the things that he brought back would have gone to her. Unfortunately, we found out that the vials were stolen from her, and we believe that they're being smuggled out to Shady Creek Run and potentially sold again to somebody.
I think those are my vials that have been traded and to be stolen. I think that's what I was supposed to be given.
Are you sure?
I don't know. Are they valuable? If they're worth a
Well,
lot of money, then yes.
Uh, roll me perception.
There it is.
You can tell that he.
Nice.
You can tell that he wants. He wants the vials back, but they're not. It's not because they're. It's not because they're expensive or anything like that. It seems like he's trying to hire you or trying to hire a team to find those vials.
Elro, why are you so interested in these vials?
Well, with all due respect, let's not talk about the dead so close to their funeral. And he tries to.
I'm gonna like put my arm around his back and like start trying to walk him like in the direction away from the funeral to like physically get further away from it. And like as I'm doing that, I'd like to start saying, and this collector woman, this Verla Perk, did she have other things of interest, like scrolls or written objects or books or anything like that that she may have collected over the years of this area?
Roll me is intuition one? Just perception again. Roll me perception.
Perception. Ooh. Meh. Not great.
You would assume that she does. Just because with her being the only one in the area, you would assume that she has things, notable things, not that they might be of the utmost interest to you, but with her being the only collector in the area,
Yeah,
she's gonna have.
I think I'd take it.
Okay.
I think I'd take the bait anyway. Yeah. I'm gonna turn around to Jericho and just sort of like give him a waggly eyebrow. See if I can like scheme with him, because I'm sort of like the weird intersection between portly and scrawny. So like obviously not done much hard labor in my life.
Skinny
but,
fat?
Like yeah, like definitely big old beer belly, but not much meat on his bones otherwise.
Okay.
Like just a gut.
Kinda, yeah. Like old man shape, like with a beer belly and sort of like flaccid, sort of arms and legs that are sort of
Did you just say
only-
flaccid?
Yeah, I got flaccid
Yeah.
arms.
Okay. Here, I'm gonna bring the
yeah.
characters.
And
Yeah,
then
I think
I'm gonna look over at this flute guy who I'm assuming is still playing like dying snakes.
I wrote a song. I can start singing it if you want.
Yeah, go ahead.
Ooh.
Ergon, Ergon, now he is bygone. Man, I'm gonna miss his 4 or 5 gnomes. The best explorer of the land. He may have been short and his pockets full of sand, but he was the man, the king of this dreary Iceland. And I want to be circling the funeral singing this.
Ergon.
Looking to
Ergon.
see if any women I'm attracting them or catching it in their eyes. And
Is
sing
this
over and over again?
a separate performance?
Yes, I'm a little butthurt by the review of my first one. So now I came up with lyrics on the spot, and I'm singing that around.
Okay.
Walking around singing that.
So I'll give you what's it called? Can't think of my words. What's it called when you give somebody a dice?
Inspiration.
Yeah, I'll give you inspiration for the song. And roll me performance again.
Deal.
And you should see Pale Bang Village, and your tokens should be out there as well.
Yeah, I see it.
1922, baby.
22.
Wait, how come we can't see it, John? I mean,
It
What?
says to GM.
Oh.
Bellissimo.
How? What? Okay, that's weird. Did you change anything?
Yeah,
No, it looks
probably.
like my other ones were just the GM too.
I
Oh,
saw it
yeah, they were.
happen on D&D Beyond, but not in Roll20.
Okay. Well, 22 kills it, and you the people that kind of sneered at you earlier kind of turn around and they're kind of perking up a little bit now. They're past crying and are kind of onto the celebration of life part of the funeral. And what do you do next?
Do I attract any beautiful women?
It kind of depends on your definition of beautiful for this area. So
Women here at all?
yeah,
Just to
no,
check.
there are.
At a funeral?
There no, there are. It's just they're all. I mean, this is a harsh landscape. So you're not looking at like supermodels. You're looking at working.
He's in the Gainesville of
Working women and working folks, and the landscape has taken effect on their look.
God, you really don't want me to get laid with the 22. Is the widow cute?
He didn't have a wife. You're talking about Ergon?
Yeah, Ergon.
Yeah, he didn't have a wife. He was actually relatively young for what he was. He was an explorer, and by nature kind of needed to be young and kind of more spry because of it being like frozen tundra. But yeah, he was in like his 20s, 30s. Hadn't settled down, didn't have a wife. His cabin only has, a small bed and some things. He wasn't here that often.
Are we talking about like 20s and 30s as a dwarf, or like 20s and 30s our
Like relative. Like,
Okay.
yeah, because dwarves
He's
are
dwarf.
Yeah,
are
like
what?
they're-
Like they stay with their do they stay with their parents longer or
I
something
think
like
it's
that?
like 50, yeah. It's like 80 is like a 30-year-old or something like that.
Okay, yeah. So like for
Just like
for
a
307.
for a
relatively.
dwarf, like he's like a step up from adolescence. Like he's an adult, but a very like young adult.
18.
Not that young. Like if we're talking like
Just a little
80s
context,
is
Jericho is 307.
okay. So we've got the two. We've got Jericho and Dross leading Elro away, and we've got Wandissimo um, captivating the funeral attendees.
Dross, do you want to go try to find those scrolls while I find my very expensive potions or vials?
But yes, I think that wherever these things are, they'll be together, and I think we should very much. You lead the way, and I will follow somewhat closely behind, but at a safe distance.
Uh, I think you might want to know more about what was in the vials before you agree to anything.
All I know is I need my money, and Aragon owes me some vials, okay? I know this lady grabbed my vials, but I
What
need them.
is it obvious? Like, is it blatantly obvious that Wandissimo is looking for like any woman?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wandissimo, care to answer that?
Yeah, dude, I'm trying really hard. I'm going up to the nearest lady and I'm starting to flirt with her after I caught her eye with my amazing song.
I'm gonna like stage whisper to Ergon a little bit, and like just sort of
Oro.
say like, "Wait,
Elro?
yeah, who's the one that died? Ergon?
Ergon.
Ergon is dead.
Okay,
Ergon is
Elro.
bygone.
Elro's the elf. Yeah, I'm gonna like stage whisper to Elro loud enough that Wandissimo can hear it. So tell me about this shopkeep lady, this nice, eligible, uh, defenseless, recently
That's a
burgled shopkeep lady of
lady.
great stores and fine wares.
Excuse
But
me,
like emphasize the
man,
parts of that that sound most like attractive sounding.
man with the pointy hat. And I'd like to walk over to Dross, not knowing him. Say, who is this riveting woman you're talking about? What is her name?
Oh, that's
my
me.
friend.
That would be.
No pointy hat. Dross.
You know her name. It's
Yeah, Verla Pelk.
Yeah, Verla Pelk.
Well, I believe her name is Verla Pelk, and I do believe, if I'm any judge of character, that she would be a shoe-in for this lovely concerto that you're composing right now, and may, in fact, provide some information to my companion and myself. Sort of gesturing at Jericho, kind of
Yes.
ignoring this Elro guy.
Verla. Sounds like Violet.
He's
Me of
really
flowers
trying to
of the-
tell you guys what
of
what's
the meadow of that I traveled last week on. My goodness. Tell you what, please introduce me to your friend Verla, and I will wow her and be the owner of her shop one day.
I turn back to Elro. Sorry, two E names just throw me off. Can I turn back to Elro and sort of say like, why don't you take us to this Verla's shop to get a little bit more information about the wares that were taken from her, and you know, see the rest of her stores and her stock. What did you say she lost again? Vials?
2 vials.
Innocence?
I
Uh,
mean, I'm not normally one person to be like concerned about anything. I'm kind of more person hits it head on. But what was in these vials? Just just kind of get an idea of what the worth was.
so, um, so he mentions that. So I can take you to Verla. I can take you to her shop.
Please
I
take me,
don't
sir.
I don't know that is. Should we not discuss the untimely death of Ergon?
I wrote Ergon a song.
Oh, yes, right, right. Well, what happened?
Okay. So he returned home about 2 months ago, and when he returned home, he'd only been back for a few days when he came down with a strange affliction, which made him move slowly and caused blue veins to appear all over his body. Our priests here in Palebank, Moradin and Coralon, used every spell they knew to attempt to heal him. But nothing that they tried or that they conjured could stop whatever ailed him. And Ergon was sick for 4 or 5 weeks, and eventually his body just stopped moving and turned to ice.
He said he was only 30 in human years, right?
Yeah.
That's not how. That's as a fellow dwarf myself. That shouldn't happen until you're at least 80 to 90 human years.
Well,
And I'm
that's
307 right now.
that's what I'm saying. This was something odd is afoot here. He didn't die of natural causes, and I believe that those blue vials might be what caused it.
How long was he back? 2 months?
2 months. He was sick for
Couple weeks.
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, like 6 weeks.
When I saw him next to the Inferno River, he looked young and chipper. That's why I had to give it to him.
Well, and what's weirder is that we thought this was an isolated incident, but we seem to
It's happened more than once.
we seem to have had a few of our folk from this town that are showing signs of the same illness.
And it happened as soon as Ergon got back.
Mm-hmm.
Was Ergon in contact with any of these people?
Not directly. One of them, Tolgi, she was a friend of Ergon, but I don't believe that I don't believe that they met or anything like that. But when I pushed her, about answering questions about what might be going on, she rejected me and asked that I let her die in peace.
So Ergon is not the only one to have died from this strange affliction?
Correct.
Did anyone happen to see how many vials Ergon brought back? Were these two the only ones?
Roll me. I don't want to keep doing perception, but yeah, roll me perception. Yeah,
Oh,
he's
hell yeah.
he's not lying. He's being truthful. That the to the best of his knowledge, there were only two, but that seems to be the number that came back.
Okay. Are these vials full, perchance? Have you seen these vials?
Only briefly. They looked very old and somewhat cracked.
Elro, why are you so interested in these vials?
I'm not so much interested in the vials, but what's in them. I don't want to have an epidemic here with my townsfolk, all getting sick and dying from something that we can't seem to cure.
And you think it's from these vials?
Yeah, why do you think it happens to be whatever's in these vials that is doing it?
Well, partially because of the blue hue of their veins, and just because of the initial contact with Ergon. You know, I don't necessarily know that that's exactly the cause, but it seems to be.
Hmm. A lot
Is
of
there-
blue, huh?
So, since you seem like stout adventuring types,
I rub my belly with my flaccid arms.
I've seen much of the world.
he's talking loud enough that you would be able to hear. Um, and I mean, so sorry, getting back into character. The health and well-being of my townsfolk is of the utmost importance to me, and I can offer you each 100 gold pieces to find out what is causing this illness. And in the case that it is these blue vials, to deal with them safely so that we don't have any more that are afflicted by this whatever it is.
I'm gonna look at Jericho.
I didn't. I wanted to leave this life. I wanted to get out of the military. You know, I just live the life. Oh, always not knowing what my next meal is gonna be, but it always pulls me back in. Oh, let's go ahead and get these vials.
Ended.
My character has never seen 100 gold before, so I'm going to say 100 gold. I think I could fit into my schedule.
Yeah, let's just say that 100 gold in this economy is not something to laugh at.
Just for like context again, so I know we're looking at the map for the village. Well, we were a while ago, but like it's pretty small, right? Like there's not a bunch going on here.
Yeah, do you not see the map?
I see
I
the
can see
Rhine
it.
Plains.
Oh, I see the one on Twitch again.
Yeah, I see the one on Twitch.
Oh yeah, I closed Twitch. Hold on, let me. I don't know why mine's not
It's
updating.
it's the blue one.
Yeah,
Yeah.
hold on.
I wonder if it's, are you using Chrome or Firefox?
I'm using Firefox.
Me too.
Hmm.
Chrome.
Really?
I wonder if there's
I did
a.
have I had uBlock running
Oh.
for a little bit, but I turned it off a while ago, and that seemed to work a little bit better because it wasn't like I don't know scrolling correctly.
Mm-hmm.
But it seems to be okay now. Okay, it's I'm good. All right, yeah. So like the rest of this town is like, well, yeah. See, that's weird. Like it only loads not that much.
Hmm.
Like it's not loading the full
Weird.
map.
Like it loads whatever is in the original view, and then like if I try and zoom out or anything like that, it doesn't load anything else. So like right now, all I can see is 1D Andros Touchman,
Hmm.
the character icons, but I can't see anything to the right of that. It's just like blank canvas. Weird. Hold on, let me switch this one into Chrome. I need to.
Oh, it seems to drag me back in.
One day from retirement too.
I just wanted my money, and I really want my money.
My character's just trying to catch a nut
Yikes.
or get his nut.
Does Juan DCMO know that there's a 100 gold piece bounty or like a reward?
Yeah, he would have heard everything that Elro said.
I woke up. I'm like with you guys. After Dross brought me in saying that Verla was a beautiful woman.
I don't
He
know
was
that she's big
vulnerable.
enough.
Oh, no.
She's
Wait,
not.
My character was sold that she is. So he's in, and he is begging to go meet her.
Dross, are you able to see the map fully?
Yeah, I'm just switching my D&D Beyond over to Chrome
Okay.
as well, but I think I'm good now. Yeah, for whatever reason, I guess I just got to use a Chromium browser or something, but I think I'm good now.
Okay.
Let me just hold on. Let me make sure. D4 test. Nope. Hold on. Give me a second. I'm still listening. You all can go ahead, unless we're like right about to go into combat. Which, if so, give me a second.
No.
Mr. Mayor, please, can we go meet Verla? Help. At this exact
Wait,
moment,
wait.
I think I will die if I don't meet her.
Mr. Elro, before we go, sorry, Juanissimo, I know you're trying to get a nut off, but tell me about this Verla. I know she's been buying these vials and collecting, and has a huge collection of historical artifacts. But how did she know Ergon? Like, how did her and Ergon have such a relationship? And how
Well,
is she not dead? She had the vials too.
well, speaking of their relationship, he was an explorer that constantly was searching for antiquities, and she was a dealer of antiquities. And though this area is, you know, frozen and is a tundra, there are plenty of relics to be found and ruins to be scoured. So they seem to have an agreement on, you know, anything that he found he could sell to her and she would put up in her shop.
My ears perk up at this again.
The shop that Verla owns, right?
Yes.
The shop that we're going to walk to?
Yeah, let me make sure that I have her shop.
Ooh, fancy.
Just gonna copy all those characters over. So, because you guys are new to the town, he's going to take you to like the front here, but he's not gonna go in. He says, well, actually, are you all are you all okay to just go straight to Verla's?
Yeah.
100% I'm leading the way and busting in these doors. And I am singing, Verla, I have arrived. I'm not singing it, but announcing it.
Okay. Let me find her shop.
Sorry, boys, I get to be first.
Okay, so Pelk's Curiosities is an antique shop run by an introverted elf named Verla Pelk. She keeps to herself, opening her shop only when the mood strikes her. She trades any and all objects that interest her, shipping them across Wildmount. Characters who are residents of Palebank Village, which are not you guys. Okay. All right. So, outside you can see it's a dark wood cabin that has a sign over its door which reads Pelk's Curiosities. It's the name of her shop. With the image of a curving dragon used to make the letter P. The shop appears to be closed, but the front door is slightly ajar. So Elro points at the shop and says, "Here is Verla's store. It looks like it's closed, but I will I'll leave you to questioning her.
Thank you, my good man.
Where might
will
we
go in
find
first.
you? Where might we find you for our reward once we've like cleared this mystery up?
Um, let me bring up Hellbank Village again.
Was it that large house that we passed on the way?
My house is. Let me look. So my house is like north. Well, this map isn't oriented correctly, but like if north were just directly up, the L-shaped house at the northwest corner. Everybody see that?
Like just south of the one with the little pen?
Yeah.
The two little
Yeah.
flips?
Yeah.
Okay.
But I'm also around.
That guy?
Yeah. How did you do that?
Okay. Over on the left, there's a menu that has like the pan view select and stuff, and there's like a draw
Oh, okay. Okay.
option, which is the second one down.
But I'm often in the city square in the middle of the city. Yeah, there also.
The square.
The square.
Yes.
So let me bring back Verla's store. It's so weird because I can move y'all's view easy, but then if I want to go with you, I have to like click on it again. It's weird. Okay. So you're outside of Verla's store. The doors are ajar. It looks like the store is closed. But you can see out front that it looks like things are kind of amiss.
Go ahead, Juanissimo. Go in. Get
I'm
my girl Verla.
My hand is already opening the door, swinging it open with no regard, walking in and announcing, Verla Juandissimo has arrived. And I look around. Do I see her?
No. No, you don't.
I just like to walk around the store saying, Verla!
You can
Verla!"
move yourself.
I'm right behind Juanissimo.
Or try to move yourself. I might have to change. Can you?
Unable to move myself.
Alright, let me...
Do it.
Jeez, DM. Can you...
I had to recreate your tokens, so... Alright, try it now.
Verla! Verla!
Wait, how did he move? Oh.
I'm changing them all one at a time.
Oh,
Okay, so when you so move back to like right here. When you get to that point, the bedroom in the back there, she comes out of there, and she is a wood elf like Elro.
Okay, I'd
And
like to walk up to her.
she looks like she just woke up.
She cute? What's my first instinct of her? First impression?
She's not as old as Elro is. But
How old is Oro?
I mean Elro's real old.
No!
She's not.
But elves, bro.
Yeah, I mean she's
elves,
not
dude.
she's not like.
But is she cute? Like, would she look like she's in her 20s or 30s in comparison to a human?
No, she would definitely look like 40s, 50s. But I mean, like, she's aged well.
Does she do
She's
yoga?
an elf that is inside all the time, and yeah, I mean, she's got like she looks less like she's from the frozen tundra. She
It probably
deals.
rhymes with milk.
She looks like no, it'd be like an elf. I like to right?
Whoa.
Anyways, so she's inside most of the time. She doesn't do a whole lot of the like exploring and stuff like that. So she's definitely considerably like softer featured than Elro was. And most of the people that you've seen in Palebank. Um, but she also looks somewhat upset already because you just woke her up from sleeping.
I would like to walk up to her, gently grab both of her hands, and say, "Ma'am, do you know where Verla is?"
Oh wow. She's gonna say,
Oh.
hold
I
on,
say it
I'm gonna
very-
add a token for her. I'm gonna add
Very
a token
nicely.
for her.
Very, very
Oh,
cutesy.
gosh.
Our entire
Um,
party
I'll
is
roll.
about to get wrecked
I will
No,
roll for flirtation.
by a 50-year-old elf.
no. Can I just? Yeah, I can.
Elf I like talking to.
No, I just want a freaking like elf, not.
Yeah, me too.
Okay. All right, so that's her. I mean, she's kind of upset to begin with because you kind of just broke into her store. She's already, I mean, you can tell. Like, roll me perception.
I'll roll it all right. 16, baby.
Yeah, I mean, you look around you and like you're finally taking a second to think with your actual head, and you see that there's, you know, books on the ground. There's relics and antiquities that usually would be, you know, in a like a displayed format, and they're broken on the ground, or you know, they're display cases that are just empty. So
Sure.
she's been burgled.
I would
So,
like to ask her again. Is Verla here?
excuse
I'm
me,
your daughter.
oh, this is not gonna end well. Um, I'm Verla, and how dare you come into my shop and ask for my daughter? I don't have any children.
Verla,
No,
you look magnificent. And the shop, the door was open. I just assumed you were open, and this is how you booked the place.
Do I need to get the police? Do I need to get a guard to come and to come and deal with you?
That
Oh,
would
no,
not be
no, no.
necessary.
We mean
He's-
no harm.
Well, go on. What are you here for?
I look around and sort of see, like, is there anything like. Okay, so I'm assuming like most of the stuff on the ground and like strewn about is like very disheveled, but is there anything that looks like it's worse than anything else? Like deliberately broken rather than like just tossed?
Um,
Like any points
repeat
of
that
interest?
last part that you just said.
Like so like not just like strewn around and like shuffled around, but is there anything that's like smashed? Like
Like
I'm thinking of
intentionally?
like yeah, like something that like okay, so I don't know if it's cheating looking on this map, but like it looks like there's like a weapons rack over here or something like that to the left. Um, is that like is that a table with stuff on it, or is that like was that a weapons rack that was mounted on the wall that was like deliberately smashed so that it's like more crazy? I'm looking for anything that looks like it would have been like the target of someone's directed anger or attention or something like that.
It doesn't look like there's anything specifically that like was like intentional. Like you can tell that the people that that broke in and stole, or that went through everything. That they were looking for one thing specifically. They got it, but they went through
Okay, yeah,
everything to find it.
gotcha. Okay. All right, yeah, go ahead.
Verla, you're Verla, right? I think Juan Decima kind of made sure that you were Verla.
Yes, I'm Verla.
Uh, but what's going on? Like, why is your shop like this?
Well, I don't keep it this way. I was broken into and stolen from.
Yes, please be more sensitive, Jericho. And I'd like to, just pat her on the shoulder. Very, very, I'm there for you vibes.
Roll me roll me deception.
Ooh,
Deception.
Eight.
She swipes your hand away. And weren't you looking for my daughter a second ago?
You sick,
I thought
nasty
you said
boy.
you didn't have a daughter.
I don't.
Verla. I was just told
My
by
dear
the
woman.
wizard over there that Verla was the most beautiful creature in all of the land, and here I am staring at her.
Roll me persuasion.
Let's go! Oh, not one!
Um Oh man.
Oh god.
My dear woman, what happened here? I'm gonna cast Mage Hand to like do like the like leave room for Jesus thing between Jericho and it's not Velma.
One decent
Verla?
and
Yeah.
Oh, wait, who's moving Jericho? That's over here. Right here.
one.
Yeah, that's right. Right, Nick? That's where you were? On the right?
Yeah, I was right there.
What? Nick.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Put yourself where you want to be.
Me and Verla, we were
She just slaps you. She straight up slaps you.
in Juan Decimo.
I'd like to take a lap.
And basically says,
Very dramatic.
you know, how dare you come in while my shop is in disarray like this and flirt with me like a common hussy.
Juan Decimo, what do you have to say to yourself?
She hit me.
It's probably better you don't say anything.
I'm gonna walk up to her after he kind of goes and cowers in the corner, and just sort of like, my dear woman, I am so sorry for this boor's behavior. I would really like to know what happened here. You have so many great. I mean, I'm assuming these books are like antique books and like cool old stuff.
Yeah.
It's like an antique
Yeah.
dealer. Yeah. I'm gonna, I don't know, just sort of like. You seem to have such fine wares, and you're obviously a great collector of antiquities. I'd really like to know what's gone on here. I'm particularly interested in some of your volumes over here. Is that a first edition Drosselman? Just pointing at something on the floor. Doesn't really matter what. Just trying to like draw her attention away.
Roll me persuasion sounds right.
Come on.
How about this? Roll me intelligence now too.
Okay. Intelligence. Just a straight intelligence?
Well, like what is the intelligence ability?
Investigation.
Is there another one?
Or there's insight. For
Yeah,
wisdom.
roll me insight.
Okay. Yikes. None of those are good. I got a 5 on persuasion, 8 on insight.
She at least, like, her demeanor changes a little bit. She can tell that you like you have knowledge of antiquities, which she respects.
Okay.
But she, calms down a little bit, and she starts going over what happened, and she says, a few days ago, my shop was broken into, and everything that you see here is as it was. The local law officials have asked me to leave everything as is, for their investigation, which is harming my business. But I have to do what the law says.
Yes, very admirable. It's wise to not uh, further delay any investigation of the authorities. Um, what was it perhaps that you've noticed being amiss? Did they just come in and these fiends come in and just wreck the place, or was there anything that they seem to be looking for? You have such fine wares. I would assume that there's something you're missing. Have you had a chance to do an accounting?
Well, the two things that I know are lost are the two vials that Ergon brought back to me from his most recent adventure.
I'm gonna like feign complete because Elro
Elro had
isn't.
already mentioned that, yeah.
Yeah, but he's not in here with us, right?
No,
Okay, I'm
no,
gonna
he's not.
feign like complete surprise. Just vials. What? Do tell.
Dross, are those the vials that Elro told us about?
I'm just complete dead fan. Just stare right in her eyes and ignore that.
Yes, two vials that on inspection, they appeared to contain a poison called frigid woe. But unfortunately, I don't believe the individuals that stole them from me knew that.
Frozen
Why
woe?
would
What
they?
was it again? Sorry.
Frigid woe.
Frigid woe. Okay, thanks.
They managed to take everything that Ergon had brought back on that most recent adventure, and nothing of note really, other than the two vials. I mean, I had separated them for further investigation, ensuring to keep a very very close eye on not to make any sort of contact with the liquid inside of the vials.
Verlo, what are the side effects of this poison?
Um, well, I mean, I'm sure that you've heard what Ergon had before he died.
So the
First
same
off,
vials
it's
he brought.
yes. First off, it's slowness. The individual would feel slower. They wouldn't move as they normally would. Then they would see, or then they would have blue veins coursing across their bodies, and then eventually they would just turn to ice.
Do you know the backstory about these vials? I'm kind of hoping that they're worth a lot of money because he owes me quite a bit.
Uh, unfortunately, I don't know that they would be of any worth.
Even in the wrong hands.
I don't believe they would be of any worth with any upright means. I'm sure an assassin or somebody that would be looking to do harm would have great value in a poison like this. But there of course is risk in dealing with those sorts of people as well.
Who
And
else knew that you had the vials?
I mean, this is a small town. Everybody knew that Ergon had returned and had some new wares. I, I did have them separate, and that may be the reason that they were taken. But I don't know. I don't know that they were looking specifically for those vials. And Wandissimo, roll me investigation.
I'm only doing it when she's distracted, though.
Yeah, that's fine. I mean, she's talking.
Damn, another nat 1. What the heck?
Yeah, I mean, you see some books. There's nothing.
Drink a book.
There's not. There's nothing that's really, really like shiny or seems to be like. Everything seems very like expensive, but not something that you'd be able to just like sell to somebody. And I mean, that being said, like she would be the person you would sell it to most likely, anyways. So.
Oh, I scoff. Maybe toss a book that I have in my hand down to the ground.
Roll me stealth.
Oh, that's a good one. That's
Okay.
20 there.
Okay, she doesn't see it.
Piece of crap.
He's doing that. I'm gonna sort of like take what she just mentioned about like that the vials aren't worth anything to anybody except like the people on the wrong side of the law, basically, and just sort of like go down the line of questioning, thinking about like, well, my dear, if they're of no value to anyone, why would you want them in your shop to sell? Do you often come across items like this that are, shall we say, problematic, or did Ergon himself bring you many of these types of items, and who did you sell them to, if so?
I don't know that Ergon knew what he was getting into with these vials to begin with. I didn't either upon first glance at them. So I don't know that he knew what he was getting into, and maybe brought them to me simply because they were old and appear shiny.
I incite her to see
Yeah.
if she's
Yeah,
telling the
roll
truth.
me insight. She's telling the truth.
15.
She
Okay.
she doesn't like she wouldn't have. So I guess let me paint you or
Like, I guess, yeah. Can you tell me a little bit more about like the kinds of stuff that is in this shop? Is it
like books,
Organ
books and
from-
like
okay.
relics. This isn't something like it would have been something that she sold because it was old, not because it's something that she would be able to get a lot of money for, like on the black market. Like she doesn't have an issue making money.
Is
Like
this place like a flea market that does
no,
antiques?
like
Or is
she
it like
she has a shop, and if there are people there in Pale Bank that can buy some stuff from her, they can. But like she can ship stuff other places and
Okay.
can make money off of like not foreign, but other people from Exandria that are into collecting.
okay, but it's like legit just
Yeah, and she
okay,
seems like she's on the up and up. And
Okay.
from your role, she doesn't seem like you feel like she's not lying to you. It doesn't
Yeah,
look like
okay.
this is staged. It looks like somebody broke in, or multiple people broke in and kind of ransacked her shop. And from what she's said and from what you can see, like the blue vials would have been the most kind of like out there thing. So it in a way makes sense that like that would have been something that somebody that doesn't necessarily know what they're looking for would nab.
Okay.
They just want something that's shiny that might be able to
Somewhere else.
yeah.
Okay.
Or
Okay.
make them the largest amount of money.
Right. Yeah. Do you have any idea who might have stolen this? Are there any unsavory characters in town, or those that would want to do harm to you or your business?
Not directly to my business. Give me 1 second. I can look up the.
I'm gonna need a refill break here in a second too, if we get to it there.
There are bandits that are around Pale Bank. There's a Croaker Cave that's outside of the city limits that we have to look out for, but they don't usually risk coming into the city. They tend to stay on their own and sometimes ransack caravans coming into the city or leaving. And that's why we usually anybody that's leaving the city for travel has guards. But they rarely come into the city. That's pretty much it. I would suggest looking at Ergon's cabin, maybe. You may be able to connect some dots by seeing if his cabin was broken into as well. Maybe there were, the same people that broke into here are looking for something at his place as well.
Have there been break-ins in town before? Or is this, like, new?
No, this would be new.
Okay.
Like, to the point that, like, the townspeople know who, like, they know what's going on. Like, there's so little of it that it's like, oh, they're doing this, Like, they're just trying to get something and then fence it somewhere.
Yeah, but it's not like, kids breaking into shops
No.
kind of every other
No.
weekend. Okay. Like, this is like a big deal. This is news.
Yeah, it's out of the ordinary.
Did Ergon have any enemies?
Not that I knew of. He was rarely here. I mean, he only had a cabin to stay here for when he was not adventuring.
Where is that cabin, if you don't mind telling us? We might want to check that place out.
Yeah,
as
let me
well
go
to
back
see if
to
there's any,
let me bring you guys to. So his cabin, actually, so the cabin that's like out in the front of, or like the northwest corner, like outside the walls. His and Tolgi, the other person that died or is dying, they would have cabins out there, outside of the city walls.
Okay. And where are we right now? Are we the one that's sort of in that gray box? Oh, wait. Gray box.
I would say, where did you say the
Is
drawing
it-
thing was?
To the left for me. It's where there's like
Yeah,
the
it's
pointer
where the
and the.
Go up to the top left, Ben.
Oh, in that. I gotcha. Yeah, I'm thinking right here.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay.
So yeah, like every place that's in this town is like maybe a 5-minute walk from every other place in this town. Juanissimo, what are you doing over there at that where are we? There's
In the drawer? I'm
Yeah.
glad you asked, because I am literally rummaging through it.
Okay. Roll me investigation again. Man, you are killing me with these rolls. Yeah, I mean
Feeling myself with
it's
these rolls.
like it's more books. There's nothing really interesting in there. It looks like, the majority of the stuff that was in there was thrown out, so it's just kind of like dregs of, stuff that wasn't thrown out.
I'd like to approach Verla.
Okay. Like right here.
And it's almost pushing Dross out of the way.
Okay.
And I'd like to say, Verla, I'm going to grab her right hand. And I'm going to say, we're going to catch these hooligans. You have my word.
Roll me. You're not gonna like this,
Perception.
but roll me persuasion with disadvantage.
So I just rolled twice.
Yeah.
You should be able to like right click it or click on the little dice icon and it should do disadvantage.
You're right. Okay, I'm going to click disadvantage.
Oh, jeez.
Nat 1.
How'd I roll a 0? I have a plus.
What?
I rolled an 11 and a 20, and I have plus 5. And on my screen it says it's 16, so it's like in the middle.
Just roll it twice. I don't know what.
Well,
That's weird.
I rolled an 11 and a 20, so I guess it would be 11.
Okay.
And plus 5 is 16. Oh, that's
She,
what it did.
she kind of warms up to you, but still, like, she's not in the state of mind to really like deal with.
I love her boy.
Yeah. I mean, she's her livelihood is kind of in the balance because she can't sell anything and everything is just kind of all over the place. Like, she thanks you, she thanks you for saying that you're gonna catch the people, but
Well, Verla,
Yes.
we're both missing out on some money, okay? So.
Yes, of course.
oh, and
Boys?
roll
Okay.
Dross, roll me what was it, insight? Roll me insight again.
Or just like being around.
Yeah.
16.
Okay. You think to ask her one more question about Frozen Woe. Or Frigid Woe, sorry.
Or do I think to ask her a specific question?
Yeah, just like clarifying what it
Provide
is.
inspiration.
Okay. Verla, if you don't mind, would you clarify for me, please? You've mentioned that this frigid woe poison is pretty deleterious to one's health and movement. Could you clarify whether or not it is
Curable?
reversible?
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, like is it curable or reversible?
Yeah.
Is it a way to defend against it?
So she, I guess I should say So, in my investigation of this poison, I've written some things down about details that I've figured out about Frigid Woe. She hands you a piece of paper that has some writing on it, and you look at it, and it kind of has like sprawled notes. Some of the things that you notice, it says deadly blue spores that cling to the interior of the glass. She notes that there's faint cracks in both of the vials, and that they cannot be cured by conventional means. Or that it cannot be cured by conventional means. And then you already know that it turns the people into ice statues, basically.
Yeah. Verla, if you don't mind me asking, two more questions for you. One, um, how did you come across this information? Did you test it, or did you test it on, I don't know, like a rat or something? Or is this just in your research based on, and then I just sort of like gesture at the books behind me?
This was just based on my research.
Very good, very good. And secondly, do you know if there's anyone else in town that has started to walk slower or begun to exhibit any other signs that Ergon or the other one?
Yeah, that's a good question, and take an inspiration dice for that.
You okay? Do you give it to me?
Yeah, I don't know. There ought to be a Jonathan. Was there a way to mark it on your character sheet?
Haha, there is. However, I never used it.
I
It's
gave
up
you
there
one
at the
earlier,
top.
right?
Yeah, it's over by the walking speed. It's like it's blank, and then you click on it, and then you look inspired.
So you already knew about Tolgi. She
Tolgi,
was
right.
she was a friend, quote unquote, with Ergon. They both lived outside the city walls, or they do still, I guess. One being dead.
One does.
Um, um, hold on. We did things out of order, so I'm having to go back and forth.
I'm not very good at following directions.
Not that I've seen. What's his face? Elro may know, more than I. I've been here at the shop mostly, since being broken into. I've kind of I didn't want to leave the shop, for fear that the burglars might come back and steal more of my my antiquities.
Verla, do you have anything worth stealing?
Um,
Is that an intimidation roll?
yeah, I mean, roll
Yeah, you can
me,
see
Of course she
what
does.
it-
Look
what
at
I
this
might need to-
elegant shop.
roll me
Yeah,
intimidation.
Intimidated my girlfriend.
intimidation. Yeah.
Is that a threat?
It is with that roll.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
what she says. That's what she says. Is that a threat?
I was just wondering, like, what else would somebody want to take?
I mean, in my eyes,
I look.
this store is full of valuable antiquities. You know, for display and for sale.
Verla. I think what my friend means is there anything that is powerful that's worth stealing? Maybe not so much expensive or novelty or antique, but something mischievous or violent.
Roll me insight.
Insight roll on the way. 19.
You get by the way that she's been talking and just looking around the shop that she doesn't really sell that kind of stuff. It's just like what I can't think of words today. Like an archaeologist. Like that kind of stuff would be cool, but it's not necessarily stuff that she looks for.
Very good. I just came up with the words that this big brood couldn't think of himself.
Oh, you're talking about Dross?
Jericho.
Roll me. I mean, Jericho. Roll me intimidation.
Me?
Yeah.
Oh, Draquanissimo,
Send
roll
it.
intimidation.
6.
Yeah, Jericho, you very obviously feel like he's trying to uh
Call you
talk
dumb.
you down to her. Okay.
Nice.
Can I just take a look around at the books and stuff on the floor, or like any of them that are left on the shelf? Do any of them look like, I don't know, like older than the others in a way that's like? So I'm looking for stuff about like the Archfey, or stuff that's like really really old, or
Um
very elfin looking.
let me
And this is just pretty quick, so like anything that immediately jumps out.
let's see if I can roll for something like this. Give me an investigation roll. Um,
12.
no, you don't see anything that's
Super of interest.
no. That would probably
Okay.
be something that she would have sold already.
Okay. I'm gonna look back at Jericho, I guess.
You guys haven't gone into her room yet either,
That's true.
or behind the counter.
Jericho's been behind there, though.
Yeah, I guess without looking though. But the whole time I was walking around, I was looking. What do I roll?
Roll me investigation.
Oh,
Um, I think it's a pretty well. No, you don't notice anything.
well, I asked earlier if there's anything worth stealing, so it has to be.
I mean, yeah, she has money. She's wealthy.
Hmm.
That Lululemon wealthy.
Do you
Are
think?
the
Do you? Would that be something that you might want to ask about?
Yeah. So I know you're missing these vials. Are these vials worth a lot of money? And if so, Elro didn't really promise us any money. He said that us.
Well, I can spare 50 gold for each of you. I don't want the vials back. If you could just make sure that these vials are dealt with safely.
is there a way to deal with them safely? Should we be taking any precautions, or is there a way to destroy them safely?
Just don't touch the liquid.
How big are these vials? Are they
Like
vial sized, or
like you know
beaker
the yeah, like a
flask
beaker.
size?
Not like a graduated cylinder, but like you know the candy liquid stuff that they sell at like I don't
Is it,
know.
like, for my own benefit, are we talking like shot glass or like pint tumbler?
Uh hold on. Let me Google an image.
And
In terms of ounces, are we in like the single digits still? Do you think?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, that's all I'm asking.
Verla, how come you haven't moved from that one spot? How come you've been standing there the entire time?
I've been talking to you all.
It seems like there's a door right there. Did they not break it into your room, or into that room?
Oh, are you asking to look into my bedroom?
Are you hiding something in your bedroom?
No.
Jericho, you can't just ask a woman if you can go into her bedroom.
Roll
Can
me.
I roll investigation?
Well, I kind of want you to roll intimidation first,
Okay.
more to just see how she reacts.
Oh.
She. Can I turn her?
We are getting killed on this, guys.
Can I turn her? I don't know. She
my God,
turns to
can I-
you.
Should
Can I
be-
stealth in while her back's to me? Can I stealth in that door?
Stealth in her back door, he said? Dude,
Jeez.
that's gross.
Like, can I just slide right behind her and through the door?
You can try, but she
I'm
turns to
doing it.
she turns to Jericho, and kind of like puts herself between him and the door.
Excuse me, ma'am. Are you hiding something in this room?
Are you investigating me? I wasn't told that I was gonna have other individuals investigating this break-in.
I
Do they
literally
find?
was- Do you think I can sneak by? Like, is there like at least a foot of room? between
Yeah,
me and
roll
the
me
door?
stealth.
I'm in.
At disadvantage.
No, he's fine.
Because I said so.
How do I use my inspiration?
Oh Lord, Matt, do you know how?
No, I would assume.
Isn't it
you just
isn't it
click
like a
on it?
D6?
Oh, DM inspiration is bardic inspiration. I think is a 4. So
Okay.
yeah.
So, roll me your stealth, and then roll me just a plain D6 in roll 20.
Oh my god.
Go ahead and roll me. I mean, do you want to use the inspiration? You don't have to.
Now with 23, I'm good.
Okay. Yeah. Go ahead and move yourself in there.
Now I'm
Oh.
investigating, baby.
Oh, he opens up the top drawer to see her underwear.
Roll investigation.
It's a panty raid.
13.
You see, like, I mean, she's got some like coins and stuff on the table. She's got like a half-eaten meal there on the table. She's
What is it?
got like some books and stuff that she's been reading by the bed. And like candles that aren't lit, like they've not burnt out, but like they're not lit for when, you know, it's dark out, that kind of stuff.
Anything like under the bed or under the pillow?
Why don't you, yeah, move up to the bed. So
Think about it for sandwich.
it looks like she's got a weapon under the covers.
What kind of weapon? I move the covers.
I mean, it looks okay. So you remove the covers.
Mhm.
She's got like a short sword.
I also keep one of these in my bed.
Why would she need a short sword?
Are you asking that? Also, you don't know.
No. Yeah, I don't know.
I also don't know. I just know there's a short sword.
What do you do?
I'm still looking around to see if there's anything that calls out to me. The short sword really doesn't mean anything to me. I'm sorry, guys, if it does.
I mean, she has some money on the table. It's not like gold pieces or anything like that. That's pretty much it, though.
All right, if that's every inch that I went through, I'm going to stealth back out.
Roll me stealth again.
Oh god.
Okay. She doesn't notice because you're like she didn't realize that you were there. So it's like, you know, how do you know when somebody's coming out of your bedroom when you're not expecting somebody to? So she doesn't notice. So you got out.
Thank you.
and you have a mouthful of sandwich that you're chewing.
Was it good?
Uh,
Roll.
I guess roll me a d20.
Also, Matt, check your chat.
What the heck?
What?
Is that to you from or from you to me?
Yeah, I whispered.
Okay. Okay.
Y'all scheming?
So are they two? Are the two of them still standing in front of the doorway?
Yeah, I mean, at this point, it's kind of like a standoff. They're just staring at each other, and it seems like Jericho's trying to intimidate, but
Okay. I'm gonna head behind the counter and sort of like check. I'm gonna investigate to see if there's like anything suspicious under there, like hidden weapons or like switches or anything like that.
sandwich roll is shit.
Yeah, what happened? Yeah, is
It's
it
like a
just
poop
terrible
sandwich.
Dude, it's like a tuna sandwich, and I'm allergic to tuna or something, man. That
It's a
sucks.
tuna sandwich from Subway, and you found out that
You
for
find
some
out
reason-
it's a
Not actually
sandwich
tuna.
that was just lettuce,
Oh,
like was just veggies
No bread even.
and no condiments. So like no mustard, no mayo.
it's a
It's a
dry
sandwich.
lettuce.
Yeah, it's a dry lettuce sandwich.
It's a lettuce sandwich.
Oh.
Could be worse.
Actually looks so good.
That couldn't be worse.
Dross, roll me investigation.
I shall do so in a second. There it is. Okay. 19.
Okay, you notice they didn't take any money.
Hmm.
Okay. Is there like a lot of money or is it just like pocket change?
No, I mean she's
Like full cash
wealthy,
register
yeah.
kinda?
Like they didn't touch
Okay.
any of the money.
I'm gonna pick up. I don't know. Is it in like Monopoly money bags? of some sort?
No, I mean, well, it's like gold pieces, but it's
I'm gonna pick up a handful and then like very dramatically like let it fall through my fingers and hit the floor with like a artistic flourish and just sort of stare at her and say like burgled, huh? Interesting.
roll insight. Yeah, she's still not lying to you though.
Why did they take only the vials? Not your gold, not your artifacts. I'm gonna look over at the like weapons and stuff that are sitting on that table that look like they're, I don't know, like weapons, right? Like it's gotta be worth something. Just look around. How did they know that these vials were here, and where were you keeping them?
I mean, they were out in the open. She said that.
She said she set them aside.
Like
She like, put
it
them aside.
was obvious that like she was interested in them. She was investigating them. Like if anywhere, she would have them on that table that's in front of you. So, like on the.
Like the benchtop thing.
Mm-hmm.
Is there anything up there that's like?
There's nothing on.
Okay.
So anything that she had that was probably a recent thing that she was still looking at, like from that.
Is there like a workbench type of thing?
Yeah,
Not just like a
yeah.
sales
That would have
cabinet?
been where she was, because like she's the only person that works there. So
okay.
that would have been the place that she does business, but also like is going over the things that
Miss
have been
Merle.
brought in.
How long
like-
after you brought them into your shop were they taken? How long did you have them here before they were stolen?
Uh,
If he's been dead for if he's been
he just
oh,
died.
wait,
He
yeah,
just died.
but he's been sick for 6 weeks, but he got back 2 months ago. When did he give them to you?
It would
and
have
how did you get them
been.
back?
It would have been after he got sick.
That she got them?
Yes. It would have been like 2 weeks ago, 2 to 3 weeks. I received these things 2 to 3 weeks ago. Saying it in character.
Was Ergon? No. Oh, messed up my notes. That's why it's so difficult. Herlo. Was Ergon sick when he gave these to you? Was he noticeably sick? Was he, in your list of ailments, was he moving slowly and were his veins blue?
He may have been a little less spry than normal, but at the time I didn't think anything of it.
Verla, is there anything you're not telling us?
Roll me insight again. No,
17.
she's being straight up with you.
Okay.
Verla, can you tell me about the other person that was poisoned?
Tolgi.
Yes.
How?
How?
I don't know Tolgi that much. She keeps to the outskirts of the city, and is, to be blunt, not refined enough for my shop.
Why was Tolgi, gone after then? If she's unknown and kind of not refined. Why would Tolgi be a target?
I don't think she was a target. If anything, it would be because her and Ergon were friends, and she managed to touch the vials for some reason.
Interesting.
Perhaps it might be beneficial for us to go to Tolgi's or Ergon's houses on the outskirts. Let's go investigate some more.
You asking me?
No, I think
Yeah,
I was looking at Dross and Jericho when I asked for that.
Yeah, I think we might have better luck finding more information about what's going on with these vials.
I believe
somewhere
so
else.
too. Yeah.
Yeah, Burla was not helpful at all.
Verla, darling, you were
Bruh.
amazing. Thank you so much.
She
I
gave
wanna
you
walk
so
up
much
to her
information.
and take both of her hands again and give them a light squeeze. Very affectionate.
Roll me persuasion again.
I
That's
peek
my
into
first
her
Or no,
room.
not persuasion. Roll me. Oh, shit. Uh,
I can carry that 15 to whatever else.
no, I know, and you rolled it. I'm trying to. I just like I don't want her to like. She's not gonna. She I guess is she's okay. She says
Kind of naturey flirting.
maybe I misjudged you earlier.
Oh, darling, I get that. I can come off a little strong sometimes, but believe me, we're here for you. I'm here for you.
Okay, you guys leaving?
As he's getting his Mac on for the last time, I'm gonna like kind of sneak up behind her, and just sort of like try and peek into her room and see if there's anything like obviously disheveled about it in the same way that the rest of the shop is. See if there's like anything she's hiding or that was.
Roll me investigation. Nah, it like it almost looks like they didn't even go into her bedroom.
Okay. Then I'll just walk back out.
Okay.
Goodbye, my love.
Okay.
We
So
go out to the outskirts.
you meet back up with Elro out here. Where did
Center.
where did Jericho go?
Oh, he's just like. Oh wait, no.
Oh, he's way down south. He's at the.
Oh, okay. Okay. Elro asks, did you get all the information that you wanted from Verla?
I think she was hiding a lot of stuff from us, Elro. I don't trust her at all whatsoever.
Oh.
She might be the bad guy.
She has seemed pretty stand up with all my dealings with her.
Hmm. Ah. Hmm.
Elro, is there any possibility that there are more people afflicted in this town beyond just Tolgi and Ergon?
Oh, me, I hope not, but yes, maybe.
Why is it that only the only two people that have been afflicted so far are those that are outside of town? Are sorry,
Ergon?
Verla, no
Oh.
Verla. Verla's been handling these vials, and she keeps mentioning that they're cracked. Why has she not been affected by handling these? If well, Tolgi has been affected, and Ergo has been affected. Ergon has been affected. Ergon is now dead, 6 weeks potentially after being first exposed. He's been back 2 months, so the first time that Tolgi could have been exposed was then.
Maybe she's
Keep
been
an
more
eye
careful?
keep an eye on Verla. She might start exhibiting symptoms.
It's good to
Actually,
know.
I'm gonna like poke my head back into the shop
Okay.
just really quickly. Uh, just like poke my head in and be like, Verla, do you feel slow or cold?
No, darling. That sounds weird.
And then go back out and just sort of
That was
like
hot.
nudge one Decimo. She called me darling.
She called me love, I think.
Yeah, I didn't say love ever.
Maybe in my head, she called me love.
Auro asks, so where now?
Has your house suffered a break-in?
Mine? No.
Yes. Has anyone else suffered a break-in in town?
Not that I know of.
And I guess we should investigate Ergon's house.
Okay, I can take you there. We've had guards outside of his house since he passed.
Has anyone been inside?
No, not without knowing what the exact cause of his death was.
I feel like we might need to check inside his house.
Saying that to
Yolo,
me,
can you
or
go let us in?
yeah,
Please
Let's
bring
hand
us
it to the
there.
rest of everybody else.
okay, all right. Let's call it, and that will be what we do at the beginning of next session.
Cool.
Woo! And
Yeah.
Tolgi's house is right next to it, right?
Mhm.
Or am I imagining that? Okay.
Yeah, it's right next
Yeah.
to it.
Yeah, I think it's probably, I'm
And
gonna write that in my notes.
I would suggest reading the history thing.
Yeah.
I skipped a lot of stuff because it would have taken forever. So,
Can you
and
link it in general?
yeah, it's in Discord I just printed a like PDF version of it, and it's in the Discord. In that
General, right? Or is it in the party
Am I
notes?
blind?
no, it's in our
Ooh,
party
no,
notes.
it's-
Yeah. Hold on,
I'm
let
gonna
me
figure out a way
clean
to-
let me
Oh,
clean
party
that.
notes.
I have to
Is there a way that does that have to be in party notes, or can we have it as like a separate?
I can do it somewhere else.
Okay, just like the music channel,
Yeah.
because I'd like to see if we can like turn
Yeah.
off notifications for that.
Yep. Can do that right now.
That went pretty well.
Oh, you did it.
My clone
Who are
channel.
the 5 viewers? Are we 3 of them? Or 4 of them?
It'd probably be
Dropped out?
my 3 and then y'all 2 of y'all.
Yeah, I dropped out because I was having some choppy.
It's fine.
audio.
Twitch
I
is
thought it was
Twitch
better.
is really bad with bandwidth.
Got to 7 for a little bit.
Yeah, and we'll probably be better like with this being the first time with everything. Wait, what? Oh, y'all were posting in.
In general, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm playing my character too much and like not paying attention just because that's kind of his personality. But I need to not do that. I need to not pay attention. I just need to listen and filter in what he should react on.
I think we're still early enough that we're like trying to figure out where.
Lululemon 50 or Walmart 50?
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's a very different thing.
right?
So I can't watch this stuff, but it's funny. It's funny. Oh, and we can
That shouldn't go in the Twitch.
we can sit and talk for a bit too. I just don't have some stuff prepped for
Yeah, that's
the next thing.
Do we need to like halt the stream or anything?
No. I can just. I mean, I could just update it
It's
and
just
do
us.
AMA, but it's not like I have anybody to.
Holgies houses.
Just chatting.
Nice Orlando City theme on the left. Also, nice like D&D little, was it interactive overlay?
Oh, is it good? I can't really see any of the stuff that I add.
Yeah, it is pretty cool. Like it shows the health. It shows all of our avatars. And
Oh, sweet. Okay. Just updating some stuff. Yeah, sorry about the history stuff. I looked in like yesterday, and like I was prepping like a week ago, and I was like, the Frozen Sick Adventure is kind of bare bones, and like when you look at it, like it's part of this bigger world, and if we decide to continue on, like there's a lot of stuff that could influence this, and it kind of doesn't make sense to just do Frozen Sick without the rest of the world. So I went ahead and got like the, what is it, Welcome to Wildmount or something like that.
Explorer's Guide or whatever.
Yeah, because it's got like mini adventures. Like it's got 4 small campaigns. And I figured I could just
that'd be good too, because like the Wildmount's like technically different than Sword Coast.
Mm-hmm.
It's like a different, I don't know. Realms,
It's the crit
It's like a
roll.
different area.
It's the crit roll like world.
Right, but like that's is that like brand new? Because I thought, is Wildmount like an established place that Critical Role ended up using?
I think Wildmount is the world that they created.
Okay, because I know what the continent that they were using was one that he made up.
Yeah, and
like
if you read the so in reading that history, it mentions Voragol, which was one of the chromatic dragons from the first campaign.
Okay.
And it mentions Vecna too.
Craghammer too.
Oh yeah. So and like Pelennor or something like that. Like it's got a lot of like the allusions to the first campaign, which I thought was pretty cool. But I figured like we're already in this world, so why not?
Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, I think I kind of like that because I was like trying to come up with the background character like gods and stuff for mine, which is like it's basically the same, but it is slightly different. So I'll take a look at this and kind of adjust some stuff in my character background.
Okay.
But,
hold on, I'm gonna change the music real quick because my other playlist is actually pretty good.
Matt, when are we playing Among Us, man?
Me?
Yeah, man.
Oh, jeez. I don't know, man. I got... This is like the night a week, every other week that I'm like consciously making sure that I don't have homework and stuff to do. Yeah, it's what like, I don't know. Britt and I end up doing work like all Sunday. And then I have class on Wednesday mornings. So like Tuesday evenings is like crazy for me.
That's rough, man.
Yeah, I have to. I'm trying to figure like balance with streaming. I
How
know
often do you do
that's
it?
it. Kind of depends. I've kind of fallen off the last like 2 weeks, understandably, but still,
Yeah.
like I want to do like Mondays, Wednesdays, Thursdays, and then at least once the weekend.
Yeah.
But I also have just found a group of people that do Sea of Thieves, and I'm kind of at the whim of when they have time to play.
Gotcha.
So it's kind of just in
Are
the
you doing
air.
everything on Xbox or are you doing it on PC?
Kind of depends.
Okay.
Like right now, my PC is nowhere near good enough to do like high end games right now. Um, at some point, I want to upgrade to a 3 series or a 30 series. Um, but also like I have a Series X now, and that runs pretty much everything
Yeah,
super
at
super
that point,
fast.
that's
Yeah, I mean like loading times are nothing now.
yeah.
But I mean like the setup I have is it's too much to think about how much I've spent on because I have 2 PCs. Like one
Doing
is
separate things.
yeah, I have one that takes in the signal from either the PC or the Xbox or both, like audio and video. And then I have a gaming PC that's just for monitoring the stream and playing. And then the Xbox. It's a freaking rat's nest of wires and everything. So like
Is
the
that in
beginning of the
that
stream
second
where it's
bedroom?
like, yeah, yeah,
Okay.
one of them, yeah. The beginning of the stream where I'm like, oh, something went wrong. Like worst
Which computer
nightmare.
did it have it
Yeah,
on?
worst nightmare. Like I've
Oh,
got
that
set up
sucks.
to do a hotkey from. Okay, so first off, I bought a software that does like remote desktops that like links your 2 computers together or can link multiple computers together, and it shares your screens or it shares your like keyboard or mouse between
Yeah.
the 2 or 3 or 4 screens or whatever. So I have a hotkey that switches to the other computer and then is supposed to change a scene on the second computer. And then
Huh.
it's supposed to bring my focus back to the gaming PC. But every time I do it from the button that I have set up to trigger the hotkeys, it like turns my keyboard off.
Weird.
So yeah, and it's happened a couple times where like I'll come back and like my mouse works, but I'll click on stuff on my gaming PC and then try and type, and nothing like it doesn't display anything. Like it doesn't recognize it. So I don't know.
Yeah, that's where I'm like switching between my personal laptop and then the work laptop I'm doing stuff on. And at this point, like I've got it set up that I just have like an extra long USB-C cable that's plugged into like a 8-port USB thing.
Mm-hmm.
And I just like flip that back and forth and it like kind of works, but I got like a really cheap USB-C hub, and
Mm-hmm.
so like I can't swap the monitors. Like I have a single monitor that I use in addition to the laptop screen, but it won't switch back and forth correctly, and it's like really jittery. So I ended up just having them both plugged in, and then just change the input on the monitor. But like I can't use both at the same time, which sucks.
Yeah, I have the worst luck with like monitor flicker or
Yeah,
like a monitor that requires more energy than a laptop can put out.
yeah,
Like that's a thing that is a thing. Like
yeah,
that you don't think about that like yeah, you can have your laptop plugged in, but you can easily burn out either the monitor or the laptop if they're not, and especially with Macs too. Like it's I don't know, like the
well, because you
connectors are all third party.
yeah, and then the charging for those, like it's pretty low wattage going in, and then like to pass that through safely to go power like another 4K monitor or something like that. That's a lot of juice.
That's the next thing is a 4K monitor that actually can do 120 frames.
Yeah.
Because none of the ones that are out now like are HDMI 2.1, and that's the next step that allows for 4K to display it like 120.
Right. Which is soon-ish, right? Like that's the standard's been
Yeah,
codified. It needs to be
yeah.
like
I looked it up.
mainstream.
I looked it up a couple weeks or months ago, and it was like Q1. We're supposed to have a model that will do HDMI 2.1 and can do 4K at 120
Yeah,
frames.
but is it $7,000 or is it like consumer?
I think the ones that I saw were like 800 to 1,000.
Okay.
And
Like,
you're looking
they're
at like
high-end
28
monitor, but
inches too.
yeah.
Like, I don't know. It just kind of depends on like TVs and monitors have pushed the resolution to like the breaking point, right? Like
Yeah.
we have TVs that do 8K now, but the refresh rate has lagged and has like just set at 60 frames, if not lower, for
Yeah.
years. And like even to the point where Twitch I think is 30 normally. Like you have to have a really high bandwidth to be able to put out 60 frames a second.
Load speed.
Yeah, and it's like I could be playing at 120, but you're only gonna get 30.
Right.
But yeah.
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 All right, gents. I think I'm gonna sign off.
All right.
Yeah, I'm
All right.
probably gonna roll too.
All right. Talk to y'all in 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Nick, you
Yeah.
there? He said his headphones died. All right, I'll kick him.
Big dummy.
Kick him.
All right. Thank you for a
All
great session, Benji.
All right.
Yeah, man.
Talk to y'all in
See
2
ya.
weeks. Bye.
Bye.
All right. Thanks everybody. Sorry, I know this was kind of more of a the hang with friends type of stream. Hopefully I can get more people to watch. And hopefully my next couple of these will be a little bit more organized too. Kind of got a little bit overwhelmed with history of Exandria last second. So hopefully I didn't bore you with the like 5 minutes of history at the beginning of the stream. Anyways, probably see you all again tomorrow. Don't know if I have friends that are going to be playing Sea of Thieves, but we'll see. So see you all later. Thanks. Bye.